In this video, we will go over the planning templates and Campus Labs for requests for resources. So the first thing you need to do is to get into Campus Labs, and you can type in sdcct.campuslabs.com. You can also go to the Planning and Research website, which will also take you to Campus Labs. In this example, we'll just go straight there and we'll type in your username, which is the first part of your email, your district email, before the @ sign, and the same password you normally use to log on to the district web. Select Planning, and then under Plans you will find the form for Request for Resources. Click on that. And in your search bar, you would type in the name of your program or unit or office. And once you pull that up, you will see a list of plan items or resource requests. And these are all ported over from last year. So for the sake of convenience, everything has been repopulated for this year's request for resources. But the important thing to remember is that if there is any plan item or request for a resource that is no longer pertinent, it needs to be deleted and removed. But if it is something that is still needed for this year, you would need to go in and update it with current information. So for instance, if you still need a consultant for focus groups for this year, you could use this plan item that's already been pre-filled, but just make sure to go in and update all of the questions with new information and make sure that everything is filled in. If, however, you do actually want to request a brand new resource, you can go to Plan Item, and there you will see 3 different forms depending on the type of request you're making. So for non-personnel requests, and usually that would be a non-tangible, actually a tangible item. So for equipment, for technology, for facility or site improvements, for non-instructional supplies, marketing material, anything of that nature, that would fall under this form. And again, this is all in Canvas, so for any specific lists, there's a PDF form that you can refer to in Canvas. So for personnel or non-contract faculty requests, that would refer to adjunct faculty, classified professionals, NANCE employees, non-classroom faculty, curriculum development or management. And lastly, contract faculty refers to instructor and counselor requests. So that is where you would find the forms for a brand new request for resources. And so next we could take a look at one as an example. Here's a blank form, and just make sure that all the fields are filled in. And another thing to remember is that this blank right here, it says if this request is directly related to another request you are submitting, enter a unique name to identify the related requests. So basically the reasoning for that is to make a connection between 2 separate requests for resources. So for example, let's say you have a request, one for a NANCE lab assistant, and another request is for equipment or a new lab station. In order to connect the 2 resource requests that are interdependent on each other, you would put in this blank here. You would fill it in with a name or a label that here it says an exact same name identifying each related request. There's a separate video in Canvas that will explain in further detail if you need to watch that. And you can, again, it's in Canvas, and if you skip to the 1 minute and 30-second mark, if you already know how to log on to Campus Labs, it'll go straight to that information. And so that will explain it very nicely, the need to do this and how to do it. So as you go further down, it's just information that is related to your request. Here, total cost estimate is something that you probably would need support for. And again, that information is provided in Canvas along with other material that will help guide you through this process. So there is the cost estimate sheet. It's called the cost of commonly requested items. Another PDF file will be resource request guidelines and frequently asked questions, principles for prioritizing resources, and SDC, institutional team conferences. So that's all available in Canvas for you to look at and reference. So just make sure everything is filled in. And once you do that, the last thing to do would be to make the connection to your strategic planning. And that's where this button comes in, where you would click related. So again, the whole purpose is to align your request to SDCE's institutional priorities and or program objectives in your strategic plan. So it's really about connecting back to the goals of your program to help support the purchase requests you've made. Again, there's a video that demonstrates how to do this with more clarity and more detail, and that's also in Canvas. So if you go to the learning module section, you can find that video, and it will be approximately at the 1 minute and 30-second mark to find where it goes straight into the information. If you already know how to log on to Campus Labs, you can skip the first minute and a half. I think that is about it. As always, you can always post your questions below this video, or if you need one-on-one help, you can always go to Canvas, click on the office hours sign up button to make an appointment with either Jesus Rivas or with Marnie Foster. And they have set aside time weekly to meet with people one-on-one. They'd be more than happy to do so. So I think that about covers it, and thanks for watching.